Did you know that cultural anthropologists consider family taboos to be the oldest and most universal laws in human history, existing long before written legal codes? While society builds strict walls around the domestic sanctuary, radical filmmakers have spent decades using cinema as a sledgehammer to smash those boundaries completely. These 15 groundbreaking films dive headfirst into the most forbidden corners of household dynamics, hidden desires, and broken psychological boundaries, proving that the most terrifying monsters are often the ones sitting right across the dinner table. Number 1. Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom, 1975. A political nightmare where the corruption of the state completely destroys the innocence of the family unit. Pier Paolo Pasolini's final masterpiece transposes the writings of the Marquis de Sade to a puppet Nazi regime in Ulibuecu, Italy. While it functions as a savage critique of fascism and consumerism, it completely shatters familial taboos by showing a ruling class that treats youth and family lineage as disposable commodities for ritualistic torture. Banned for decades globally, it remains an unforgettable test of cinematic endurance. Every scene challenges the viewer to look at the ultimate consequence of absolute power, where the traditional protections of family are completely erased by a ruthless, unchecked authority that views human lives as nothing more than toys for a depraved ruling class. Number 2. Spanking the Monkey, 1994 torrent. A brilliant student is trapped at home for the summer, leading to a highly controversial household crisis. This independent drama dives headfirst into the ultimate taboo of maternal boundaries. A college student is forced to give up his prestigious summer internship to stay home and care for his physically incapacitated, emotionally manipulative mother. The resulting claustrophobia and isolation lead to a profound boundary-crossing relationship that explores the darkest psychological corners of family dependency and maternal control. The film stays away from sensationalism, focusing instead on the suffocating slow-motion trap of suburban life, where natural roles are eroded by isolation, leaving the son completely paralyzed by a mother who uses her vulnerability as a weapon to destroy his future. Number 3. Savage Grace, 2007. The shocking true story of a wealthy socialite whose unnatural bond with her son ends in an absolute tragedy. Julianne Moore stars in this chilling biographical drama about the real life of Barbara Daly Bakeland. Emotionally unstable and trapped in a loveless marriage, she forms a deeply toxic, boundary-crossing relationship with her son, Anthony. The film tracks the slow, elite decay of a family where wealth cannot hide the deeply disturbing breakdown of the most fundamental boundary between a mother and her child. As they wander through high society circles in Europe, the maternal bond mutates into a desperate, codependent nightmare, stripping away Anthony's sanity and setting the stage for a real-life horror story that shocked the world's elite. Number 4. Murmur of the Heart, 1971. A celebrated French classic that handles a taboo family dynamic with a shocking amount of warmth and humor. Directed by Louis Malle, this film follows a precocious 14-year-old boy growing up in bourgeois post-war France. While treating a respiratory illness at a luxury spa, his deeply affectionate, boundary-blurring bond with his glamorous Italian mother culminates in a controversial taboo encounter. Unlike other films on this list, it shocked global audiences by treating the event not as a horrific, life-destroying tragedy, but as a fleeting, bittersweet coming-of-age moment. It is a stylish, provocative piece of French cinema that challenges viewers to question whether a societal taboo can ever be viewed through a lens of innocence and affection. Number 5. Capturing the Friedmans, 2003. A disturbing documentary that captures a real-life family's absolute collapse from the inside out. This gripping documentary focuses on a seemingly normal suburban family whose lives are torn apart when the father and youngest son are charged with shocking crimes. Utilizing the family's own extensive home videos recorded during the police investigation, the film offers a terrifyingly intimate look at the breakdown of trust, hidden secrets, and psychological denial within a domestic sanctuary. You watch in real time as brothers turn on each other, a mother detaches from her husband, and a family home transforms into a claustrophobic legal war zone, proving that reality can be far more unsettling than fiction. Number 6. Happiness, 1998. A pitch-black comedy that forces audiences to look behind the perfect curtains of suburban families. Todd Solondz's controversial masterpiece intertwines the lives of 3 sisters and their families, uncovering a hidden underworld of dark desires. The film's most shocking thread follows a seemingly loving suburban father and therapist who harbors a monstrous predatory secret regarding his own son's friends. It is a brilliant, deeply uncomfortable exploration of human depravity hiding in plain sight. The hook is the film's refusal to monsters. Instead, it presents this devastating betrayal with an ordinary, mundane tone that makes the breakdown of the suburban family structure feel terrifyingly close to home. Number 7. The Celebration, 1998. A family reunion turns into a psychological war zone when a son makes a devastating birthday toast. As the first official film of the Dog Me 95 movement, this Danish drama follows a wealthy family gathering to celebrate their patriarch's 60th birthday. The celebration is completely shattered when the eldest son stands up to give a speech that exposes a horrific history of systemic abuse hidden behind the family's upper-class elegance. It is a raw, handheld masterpiece that strips away familial hypocrisy in real time. The audience is trapped at the dinner table as the guests try to ignore the truth, exposing the desperate lengths to which families will go to protect a legacy. Number 8. Oldboy, 2003. A man is imprisoned for 15 years for an unknown reason, only to discover a revenge plot built on a forbidden family secret. Park Chan-wook's legendary South Korean thriller follows Oh Dae-soo's relentless quest for vengeance after his sudden release from captivity. As he uncovers the truth behind his tormentor's motives, he is led into a psychological trap that culminates in one of the most devastating, tragic, and taboo plot twists in cinema history. The film shatters the concept of family identity, proving that revenge is a dish best served with psychological destruction, leaving the protagonist to realize that his path to freedom was actually a carefully designed trap built on bloodlines. Number 9. Damage, 1992. A high-ranking politician enters an obsessive affair with his son's fiancée, leading to total family collapse. Jeremy Irons plays a respected British government official who meets his son's new girlfriend, played by Juliette Binoche. An instant, visceral, and dark physical obsession ignites between them, completely shattering the boundaries of parental loyalty and paternal honor. It is a cold, calculated look at how secret desires can act as a total wrecking ball for a family unit. The affair is handled like a slow-motion car crash, driving the characters toward public ruin, intense guilt, and an inevitable tragic reckoning that destroys the son's life forever. Number 10. Incendies, 2010. The Hook. Twin siblings travel to the Middle East to uncover their late mother's secret past, leading to a horrifying discovery. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, this sweeping mystery follows a brother and sister fulfilling their mother's last wishes. As they untangle her history of survival amidst religious and political conflict, they uncover a hidden lineage. The final revelation is a staggering, mythic tragedy that completely redefines their family dynamic, demonstrating the horrifying scars that war can leave on a family tree. The Hook is the ultimate realization of how their own lives are tied to a historic cycle of violence, culminating in a jaw-dropping realization that shatters their understanding of motherhood. Number 11. Notes on a Scandal, 2006. A teacher's reckless affair with a student fractures her marriage and makes her the prey of a predatory colleague. Sheba Hart is a married art teacher and mother who begins an illicit, illegal relationship with a 15-year-old student. While she thinks her domestic life can survive the secret, she is manipulated by a lonely veteran teacher who uses the information to blackmail her. It is a high-stakes psychological thriller that shows the destructive domino effect of a broken marital vow on an entire household. The film strips away the comfort of the nuclear family, showing how a single moment of passion outside the home can invite a predator right into your living room. Number 12. Dogtooth, 2009. A bizarre family experiment where parents keep their adult children entirely isolated from the outside world. Yorgos Lanthimos' surreal Greek drama follows a father and mother who raise their children within a gated compound, teaching them entirely false definitions of words and keeping them functionally infantile. With absolutely no outside contact, the natural boundaries of adult maturity and sibling relationships completely break down into an uncomfortable, taboo dynamic of survival and control. It is a chilling allegory for authoritarianism within the home, showing that when a parent has total control over reality, the concept of morality can be twisted into something monstrous. Number 13. The Cement Garden, 1993. 4 children hide their mother's death to avoid being split up, creating an isolated world with no adult rules. When their mother passes away shortly after their father, a group of siblings bury her in a block of cement in the basement to stay together. Living alone in a decaying suburban house, the societal rules of childhood, maturity, and sibling relationships slowly dissolve, leading the two eldest teenagers into a controversial, forbidden bond born of isolation and grief. The film is a haunting look at a domestic wilderness where, without the guiding hand of a parent, the children must reinvent their own moral codes just to survive. Number 14, Sweetie, 1989. A dysfunctional Australian family is pushed to its absolute limit by the sudden return of an unpredictable sister. Jane Campion's feature directorial debut focuses on a quiet, superstitious woman whose life is completely upended when her chaotic, emotionally unstable sister, Sweetie, moves back into her home. The film exposes the deeply rooted codependency, hidden resentment, and psychological paralysis that can keep a family permanently tied to a destructive individual. It shatters the myth of unconditional family loyalty, showing how a household can become a mental prison when the boundaries between love and enabling are completely blurred by a relative's madness. Number 15, Flesh and Blood, 2020. A modern international drama that tackles a forbidden sibling relationship with raw, unflinching emotional intensity. This powerful film looks at a brother and sister who grew up separated, only to reunite as adults. The sudden explosion of shared history and intense, unfamiliar connection leads them across a forbidden boundary. The film moves past cheap sensationalism to show the sheer confusion, social isolation, and emotional fallout that occurs when family members choose a path that society completely forbids. It challenges the viewer to look past the taboo to see the psychological isolation of two people who find solace only in the one place they shouldn't. Which of these barrier-breaking films left you the most shocked? If you love deep dives into the complex and hidden corners of cinema history, please like, share, and subscribe for more curated scripts. See you in the next one.